I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and thanks to my family, I grew up to be a self-confident teenager of the 1990s, a time when black people seemed to be progressing to new heights. In 1989, I was amazed when Arsenio Hall became the first black person to host a late-night television show. In cinema, Spike Lee and John Singleton redefined the industry, topping the box office with movies like Do the Right Thing and Boys in the Hood, movies that finally told our story, with the black experience at center stage. I turned on the radio and heard Boys to Men, Arrested Development, and Tupac Shakur ruling the airways. And I'll never forget reading a Vibe magazine article and reflecting on a quote from Pac, who said, "The seed must grow regardless of the fact that it's planted in stone." And from kindergarten all the way to my early college years, I attended all black schools where we celebrated blackness each day. We were black and proud. We learned our history. With all my blackness and my high top faith, I soon approached adulthood with a confidence that none of my relatives who came before me could have imagined. They had opened doors for me that allowed me to climb the ladder of corporate America. I began to climb that ladder. But for the first time, as I entered the boardroom, I found myself feeling alone. As my journey into the highest levels of the Fortune 500 progressed, I saw fewer and fewer people who looked like me, dressed like me, wore their hair like me, who thought like me. It wasn't long until I became the only black man in the room.
My experiences prompted me to write my story and share what I've learned, including many valuable jewels of wisdom from mentors. Like my grandfather, who achieved all of his dreams even without a high school diploma or college degree. Everyday individuals like my dad even, who also achieved his goals, but also a black boy who dropped out of high school and grew up on a plantation, and not in the 1800s, but in the 1970s in Louisiana. The many black teachers also who I've encountered, who happen to be mostly female, and people like one of my favorite, Thomas W. Dortch, the current chairman of the 100 Black Men of America. I wrote it to give black and white readers alike a better idea of one man's perspective on what it's like to live as a person navigating the challenges of life in a world that, by intention or not, isn't necessarily built for people like me. I'll cover all the mistakes and screw-ups along the way. My greatest hope is that I can make just one reader feel a little less alone. It's not about vilifying or demonizing and splitting people apart. We have way too much of that already. My hope is to bring readers together and to challenge, inspire, and help readers to see the world in a new way. Whether you're the only one of your kind in front of the classroom, in the band, in the operating room, or the boardroom, this book is for anyone of any age who wants to help be a part of unifying and understanding. The lesson I've learned over the course of my career is that there is a world of knowledge that we can gain from walking in someone else's shoes and listening to their story. This story is mine and yours. It's ours. I'm Jamar Hebert, and this is the only black man in the room.